Hello everyone, this is Rupert83. We're moving on to World 6 for the Super Mario Bros. 2 All-Stars tutorial, and let's go ahead and get started. So for 6-1, I've actually decided to show two different characters for this one. The first one will be the princess, and the reason for that is a lot of people, when they first start out with this game, have a lot of difficulty making it through 6-1 with Toad. So let's just go ahead and show you what going through this level with her will look like. And you'll use her floating mechanic here. You can do a big jump and float on the first couple of snakes here. Just kind of jump on those and float around here. Wait a little bit for the bullets to get out of the way here. And then you can jump on that last pokey there, float over there, and go into the door. So this is quite a bit easier. It's a little slower, but it's quite a bit easier. So the pipe you need to go into here is the one after the snake. And then once you get into this section, you want to let her drop straight down to the platform. Don't move left or right. This allows you to set up an easier path. So if you wait until you touch the platform, then run to the left and then go to the second sand tile from the left, if you do that pretty quickly, you can just dig in a straight line down through here. Pick up the key, move to the right a little bit, and start jumping up through here. And go up through, and you can go through this section here. If you have a little trouble with Phanto, you can throw the key away and then come into the room and do a standard green Birdo fight. Okay, going back to 6-1, so this time we'll use Toad. There's several different ways you can do this, but this is the route that I use. So what I will do here is with the first snake, I'll get fairly close to him, but then do a little jump back to the left to get him to come up out of the sand, and then run back to the right and pick him up. I believe you can also actually just run under the first snake and pick up the Shy Guy. You can do that as well. But pick him up. Be mindful of the bullets from the snakes here. This little jump right here, I actually try to jump pretty late off of that cactus so that I can land on top of the snake. And right here, I delay just a little bit to let the first bullet go by, and then I can jump over the second one, jump on top of the snake. And here you get into the section with the pokies. This section is a little tricky for people. You can do the timing here of waiting for the first fireball and then jump up on the little cactus here and then just jump over it. Alternatively, if you also have issues with the timing of that, you can also just use the snake and take out the enemy there, and then just make your way into the door. Right behind that snake there. Same thing with the princess. When you get into this section, wait until Toad actually touches the platform before you move left or right. And then move to the left and then down right onto the second sand tile from the left and dig down a straight line. You can alternate X and Y to dig faster. And once you get down to the key, pick it up, move to the right a little bit so you don't get hit. And jump up through here. We'll go back into the main room. Throw the key away if you need a little extra time dealing with Phanto. And come back into this room. You've got a green Birdo fight, so you do have to use the mushroom blocks. And take out Birdo, and we will move on to 6-2. Okay, moving on to 6-2, I'm actually going to show you two different strats here. The first one you can do with any of the characters. This is going to be the slow but safer strat that you may want to start using, at least when you first start learning the game. The faster Luigi strat is actually rather difficult for new players, so this might be one that you want to put off for a little bit. So let's just go ahead and show you the safer strat here. So what I'm actually going to do here is we're just going to ride the bird across the level. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to get on this next platform and then turn back, and you'll spawn a bird right up here. You can take the lower one if you want to, but taking the upper one's a little easier in my opinion. With the lower one, you're going to have to do some extra charge jumps, but essentially we'll ride the bird here. Just jump out of the way of the bees. With the top bird, you don't have to worry about the planter there with the fireballs. just going to ride it across the level here. Just make sure that you pay attention, that you don't get knocked off or hit by a bird or a bezo, and that's pretty much all you have to do for this. Okay, circling back to 6-2 with Luigi, this is the much faster strat, but once again, it's much more difficult. So we're gonna slow it down quite a bit and try to explain what I'm doing here. And there's a few different variations of how to make it through this level, so I'm just gonna show you the one that I typically use. So when I first come in the outside here, I just run off this platform here, and that will line me up with the birds. So I jump on the first one, do a little turn back, and then jump off the third one. Do a big full jump, make sure you hold jump all the way through. And then you will land next to the panzer here shooting the fireballs. You can also, there's a plant right at the beginning of the level that has a pumpkin in it. You can also bring that with you if you wish to take this guy out, if that makes it easier for you. But I like to try to land on the left edge here. So at this point, what you need to do is you need to spawn the next set of birds. So what you need to do is you need to jump out to the left, swing out to the left, so that you get a bird to show up, or at least one, like the one up top here. So once you land back on the ground, do another jump, big jump, you'll see this bezo here. You want to land on him and then jump again. And then you'll have a bird here, you want to jump on him. So you're pretty much halfway through the level at this stage. So what you want to do is you want to do another big jump, and you're going to have a bezo that's up high that you need to jump off of. I personally like to do a little bit of a turn back here. I think it makes landing on the bezo a little bit easier. Do a big jump, and you're going to land on the top of these three birds here. With this one in particular, you want to jump pretty late off the backside of this one. If you jump too early, you're gonna just short the next one. So once you land on that guy, do a smaller jump so that you land on the third one. Do another jump, and you should land on the last one here. And here you're at the end of the stage, so just make your way into the door, and we'll go in here and do the green birdo fight. Okay, let's do 6-3. We're gonna pick Luigi for this one. First room, just climb up the ladder. Once you get into this section here, you can actually just move to the left till it kind of lets go of the ladder, and you can do a little jump. I'm doing this pretty slow there, but you can do that a little faster. There is a potion jump trick in which you can actually jump over this wall. We'll probably make a separate video showing how to do that. I decided not to include it with this one. It's a little tricky. Make sure you keep pressing jump so that you don't fall too far and actually die. Get through there and go into the door. And you'll just move to the left here, go into the door, and you'll go into the birdo fight. So with this birdo fight, this one's a little tricky as well. Just because bird is all the way up there, and you can use this mushroom block. And one little thing I'm actually going to show here, and you can do this on any of the birdos that shoot eggs. This is a little risky to go for, especially with red birdos, because you don't know for sure if you're going to get an egg or if you're going to get a fireball. If you throw the block down when bird is starting to shoot an egg, you can actually get a double hit here, and that's a quick way to do that. It's a little risky, but if you can get that down, you can save some time. So let's go into the triclide fight here. When you go into this mask, actually do a duck and hold jump when you come into the next room, and you can float straight onto the platform without having to jump back up. There's a variety of ways of doing this fight, and the one I'm going to show you here is not the fastest, it's not the slowest, but it should be a pretty decent setup if you learn the timing of this. So one thing you want to keep in mind, especially if you're small, is the mushroom block on the very end near the edge. You want to keep that one there. Don't pick that one up if you can avoid it. And when you pick up a mushroom block, also hold jump so that you can float and land on top of another mushroom block so you don't get stuck in the little hole there. Stand on the edge here and jump up when the fireball is clear and just throw the block, pick up another one, and when the fireball is clear again, throw another one and pick up the third one. Fireball's clear, and put the last hit on Triclide there. And that's a pretty reasonably safe way of doing this fight. There are faster ways of doing it that's a little more dangerous, but at least for getting started, that should fit the bill. And that should do it for World 6. And that wraps up this video. I want to thank everyone for watching. I hope you found it informative. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy my content. If you would like to see my live content, head on over to twitch.tv/Rupert83. I stream most days starting around 10 p.m. Eastern. Thank you.